I'm so angry.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
They wouldn't let the blind woman through. So let me get this right. She's got toxoplasmosis. It takes months for treatment to kill the parasite. So she's supposed to go down to Monterey on her own. She's alone. She's 52 years old. And then, oh, wait, we've got to come back to court. Because if she doesn't come back to court, she'll be deported, right? She's an asylum. She qualifies for actual asylum. I am trying to keep up with people here. Actual asylum. She's been here since 2019. What, 7 months?
I just created the list last week, and I have about 10 or 15.
I'm pretty flexible during the week. I can move shit around easily. You know, it's not like I have client appointments the way other, regularly employed people do.
Yes.
So I can
people
be
with jobs.
Yes, that pesky thing.
They're deporting hundreds and thousands of people every day to either Guatemala or to their countries. So I am of the view everything has to be done one at a time. Everybody thinks class actions and these big, huge movements. I'm more like brass tacks, like try to save everybody one at a time. Mm-hmm. And maybe not everybody will get saved that way, but at least you get that many people.
I'm on the bus to the airport so that I can get on the flight tomorrow morning at 6 to Brownsville, Texas, where I will be working with Charlene, doing intakes for clients to evaluate their asylum claims. And I'll be there for about 10 days. Not looking forward to it. It's hard work, telling people that they have no chance of success. Oh, right. I was starting to tell you about the another Cuban woman, 15 weeks pregnant, 2 previous pregnancies with severe preeclampsia, chronic diabetes, chronic asthma.
It was in October of 2018, the caravan was coming up from Honduras, and they came up a lot faster than people expected, and I remember there being a call out for lawyers to come down to Mexico City because the caravan had made it there. And a lot of lawyers responded, but then there was this one lone person north of Mexico City saying that the caravan's going to pass through there, that she needed assistance, and that there were no other lawyers. Her name was Rebecca.
Charlene and I packed up my VW van, and we're thinking that we're going on a camping trip, right? I'm throwing eggs in and spaghetti, and in addition to Know Your Rights flyers, and we had a big whiteboard, and we had megaphones.
We clicked immediately. The sense of adventure, the sense of, let's just get this done, you know? I had the experience of doing this en masse, and she didn't. But together we just sort of adjusted around each other, and again, I was enamored by the van.
We didn't know what we were going to expect.
Rebecca jumped up on top of the bus and started tying down blankets and pillows and everything, as many things as she could.
¿Usted viene con la caravana? ¿Ustedes estuvieron en pasillas?
Sí, mami.
Ahí hay gente,
sí.
Porque nosotros somos abogados.
¿A dónde vas?
¿A dónde van ahorita?
Ahorita vamos al estadio.
¿A dónde queda?
A la vuelta, creo yo.
¿A la
sí.
vuelta?
Ajá, como 10, 11 kilómetros.
Vale, nos vemos ahí.
Bueno.
Okay.
It was a lot of families and children and babies, people pushing babies in strollers. And these kids were walking across 4 countries over weeks. Trump was describing them as invading mass of people, invaders.
We don't know if they're murderers, if they're killers, if they're MS-13. We're throwing them out by the hundreds.
We had the promise of one other lawyer who's going to come down, and another lawyer who was already in Mexico City was going to join us. With our megaphones, as people started coming in, we just started kind of shouting out, if you have immigration questions, come to us, and then we kind of fanned out among the group.
Her van became a magnet for people to charge their phones. And when they came to charge their phones is when we had the most meaningful discussions with them.
We ended up inviting them into the van, and my van became our mobile legal aid office. We would close the doors, close the curtain, and then they could tell their story with some sort of privacy. I remember there was one boy who had kind of camped out right next to us. We'd set up the van, and he was just sort of hanging out, and he was asking me all these questions like, you know, why are you helping us? And what did you want to grow up to be when you were younger? He was just very deep questions, and as we got to talking, he told me that it was his 18th birthday. And just the unfairness and the injustice of a kid spending his 18th birthday begging for stuff on the road was really hard. At some point then I had to close the doors to the van and just cry.
What was interesting about the caravan was the organization of the caravan. It was very, they had a group of people who were the leaders, and they were quote unquote democratically elected by their own communities. And they would have meetings, and they would discuss where they would go, where they would then tell everybody this is where we're going, and people could voice their opinion. I was pretty impressed because at that point, that caravan was working way better than the government of the United States as far as a democratically elected government.
We instituted a series of historic policy changes. This includes the groundbreaking agreement with Mexico known as the Migrant Protection Protocols, or MPP. Under this agreement, if an illegal alien requests asylum, they have to wait in Mexico until their case is heard.
¿Ah? A la barba. Y la pelota amarilla grande, tuya. Guárdenla, porque los niños no saben. Somos una familia de 3, mi hijo Andrea y David. El papá de ellos lo mataron hace 10 años, las pandillas. Uno de los que mataron al papá de mis hijos fue condenado, y entonces después de que lo condenaron a él, nos empezaron a amenazar a nosotros y que me iban a matar a mis hijos, y pues por miedo pues nosotros emprendimos camino para acá en agosto buscando pues protección en Estados Unidos. El camino fue muy duro, nos secuestraron cuando veníamos, no queríamos volver a México, pero no teníamos opción, tampoco podemos volver a nuestro país.
Pues no me imaginaba estar aquí,
tuve que dejar todo. Pues quiero seguir estudiando con mi carrera, ser una enfermera y después una doctora y trabajar, ayudar a mi familia, porque gracias a Dios ellos nos han estado apoyando aquí.
There are 24 people waiting to see an attorney today, and hopefully we can attend to all of them.
Hola, buenas tardes, con permiso. Hola.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi nombre es Rebeca.
Nancy.
Nancy, mucho gusto. Pero si quieres comentar, si quieres contar su historia, a ver si podemos hacer una breve asesoría ahora. ¿De qué país están?
De El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Nosotros somos una... Bueno, ella es mi hija.
Ajá.
Mi hijo es un gordito que anda por ahí. Somos 3.
Sí.
Él es mi hijo. Él
Hola.
y él es mi hijo, son mis hijos. Pues es algo bien difícil y para mí muy doloroso porque no les puedo dar la seguridad que yo quiero para mis hijos.
Sí.
Aquí tampoco es muy seguro. Y pues ya tuve la primer corte.
¿Y cuándo es la próxima?
El 2 de marzo. Mis cuñados buscaron una abogada en Estados Unidos, pero ella vino solo el día de la corte. El día que tenía la corte vino, solo me dijo que firmar unos papeles. Hablaba en inglés, no español.
¿La abogada no habla español?
No sé qué le dijo, no sé qué pasó, solo que ella me dijo.
¿Y ella no traduzca nada, no dice nada?
No.
Entonces, con los hechos que me contaba, no vas a ganar un caso, no está elegible para asilo y las cosas, recibieron las amenazas, mataron a su esposo, lo siento mucho, no califica para los 2 programas que existen. No vas a ganar su caso en los Estados Unidos.
Y pues, como le digo, no es lo que quizás yo esperaba escuchar porque...
Sí, yo sé, y lo siento que debe que decirle eso.
Porque yo pues tenía una esperanza que tal vez...
Sí, lo siento mucho.
Que tal vez pudiera pues... Que me dieran la oportunidad. Pues no puedo regresar a El Salvador por mis hijos. Si regreso pues sería la muerte para ellos.
Asylum law wasn't intended just to protect people against generalized violence. Just because a country is falling apart, that's not a good enough reason that people will be offered protection in international or U.S. domestic law. Because of the way asylum law was established after World War II, they envisioned governments harming people for very specific reasons, for your race, your religion, your nationality, your political opinion, and then they threw in this catch-all group of membership in a particular social group.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point?
In a few hours.
Well, who knows? So tomorrow morning, we have to go, I have to be on the bridge at 9:30.
For the blind woman?
For Jodalis. And so what I'm going to do is I have to contact all sorts of people today. And I'm going to try to get on the bridge by like 9:15.
Okay.
But what you have to do is, there's going to be a shitload of people tomorrow.
Okay.
Always, Mondays are shit. I really appreciate you guys coming here on a Sunday, though.
Yeah,
I just was desperate.
Yeah, no, thank you for...
Yeah. When we're down here, it feels so so lonely, right? We're so far south. And it's so, you feel like you're alone.
¿Nos puede decir un poco sobre pues, su razón para estar aquí pidiendo asilo de los Estados Unidos?
Actually, let's not do the she's not yet gone on her case, so
okay.
Let's not ask her anything about asylum. Can we just leave it to the disability? Sure. Thank you, sorry.
The people in the street is demanding the end of the dictatorship.
Arresting protesters, dragging them off. Hundreds swept up, still in prison, according to human rights groups.
She's been on the bridge 5 times. And when they've had 4 or 5 opportunities to determine her vulnerability.
Dios mío, dame fuerza para tomar una decisión y ya salir de esto. Pero cuando veo todo esto, digo, yo tengo que llegar con mis hijos, tengo que conocer a mi nieto, tengo que hacerlo. Tengo que volver a tocar a mi hijo, aunque sea tocarlo, aunque no lo ve.
This is why I came to the media. This is why I've reached out to everybody to please call the port director to do the right thing. It is inhumane. First of all, MPP is cruel. But despite all of that, I'm bringing on the bridge someone who is so medically necessary to get some care. There are people waiting to give her that care.
And when do you plan to go out there again?
I'll be there on Monday, possibly Tuesday. I will be there. And I hope that people will call in, and I hope that your viewership, but everybody in this country needs to be woke on this issue. She's going blind. You couldn't get more vulnerable.
Oh my goodness, what a shit show this is.
How do you keep doing this every day?
You know, it just pisses me off. And now I'm just like, no, you're not gonna say no to me.
About how many African migrants or black migrants are around there?
All of us are black.
Just a little idea.
Okay, like...
In general, in Tijuana that you run into.
40. Like 40?
I want to tell you that the advice that I'm giving you today is just my opinion and my helping you to prepare for how to get ready for the interview if you're able to reach an immigration officer, a U.S. immigration officer, but it's not legal advice, okay? Thank you, my guidance.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, Honor.
Okay. The people that I wanted to reach out the most and be able to assist were African migrants or black migrants coming into Mexico and not being able to have any type of assistance. They were stuck in a country that they did not know the language. They were singled out and can easily be singled out as not belonging to that particular country. And I felt that they needed somebody who could come and listen to them and try to give them the support that I could give them. So today, what I'm trying to help you guys is to understand if you get a chance to be able to reach an immigration officer in the United States, and if you are being interviewed, how to be able to express your case, or how to be able to express your fear.
How are you feeling right now? I'm angry because it is unnecessary, completely unnecessary. I'm working within their illegal law. I'm working within their draconian MPP. I'm working within their own vulnerable exception. And they don't feel like they have to follow the law, their own law. It's pissy because, you know, laws are to be followed, right? They want everybody to follow the law and not jump into the United States, not cross illegally. and yet they don't follow their own law. I've gotten 3 deaf people across with a fight, but they acknowledge that that was a disability. Why? Why is a person who's blind being treated differently? No answer. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go. So we got called back. So la otra abogada me dijo para traerla otra vez. Es decir, que ellos quieren hablar conmigo. So vamos a pasar aquí. Y, ok, lo siento. Ha pasado así antes. Sí. Sí. This is what they want. You know, it's like fucking ridiculous. This is what they want. They want a fucking theater. I went quietly the first time, right? First couple times, I was quiet about it. Hi, I'm Charlene de Cruz, and this is Jodalis Mendoza Lescano. Okay. I have my passport.
Fine.
Okay.
We know who you are.
Tengo miedo que ahora, si me entran, la tomen conmigo.
Sí, esto es definitivo. Y yo voy a hablar con ellos, porque sí, ellos van a llevarle adentro y usted va a estar sola. Pero usted tiene mi teléfono y yo voy a dejar mi teléfono y yo voy a esperar, sea todo el día, para que le suelte a mí. Voy a pedir, pero no es que no sé qué van a hacer.
Yes, my name is Carla Barber. I'm a United States citizen, and I'm calling about a woman who is on the Gateway Bridge. She is going blind from a condition called toxoplasmosis. And she's presenting herself at the bridge to be entered into the United States, and we'd really like to get the port director or the assistant port director's attention to come help with this case. Okay, thank you. I am the 50th or 60th person who has called.
All right, let's keep it
So
up.
keep it up, keep it up.
Señora, su aplicación es negada.
We were denied again, which is just ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. They have a blind person who's in the system, and they've known about this since August. But it's the fight they want, because they're emboldened. They are emboldened by this administration. They're emboldened by the fact that they can get away with this. They have been allowed to be cruel. So we can't just sit by. We can't. Our democracy, our courts, everything are at stake here. We cannot just, we just can't sit by and watch this whole thing crash and burn. So, detention in Mexico City, in an immigration detention for 2 months. So, well, 50 days. So she's been on the road since April. Well, I really, really appreciate it, Roseanne, and I'll tell you all about the restaurant here.
In late July of last year, migrants seeking asylum at our border began to be processed under the Migrant Protection Protocol, or MPP. But just who is exempted from MPP is up to a CBP policy and discretion by the port director. Living in a world of haze and shadows is leaving Jodalis Mendoza feeling desperate. In this plastic zipper bag, she carries her last hope.
Mi nieto, mi nieta, y esta la hice para mí.
It's a parasite that pretty much has eaten away her retina in her right eye and is now eating up the retina in her left eye.
4 times, including once today, the Cruz asked CBP to exempt Mendoza from MPP. CBP denied the request each time.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Shoot. Hello? Guys, we gotta get her. They're gonna parole her. Yeah! Okay.
reception. I just got done with dinner and we're still close to the border, so we're gonna drive over and I'm gonna ask them to bring her to the border. I was about to drown myself in margaritas, so this is good. It's good. Well, it's good for my liver, right? We'll see you there in like 15 minutes and I'm gonna call her right now. Okay, thank you.
Hola. Los nietos también.
I have to get one for you.
Be careful.
Yeah, they're gonna take a picture. You got your camera?
This is my little...
I know, I've seen these.
I don't want to get in there.
You need to get in there, Charlene.
Credible fear doesn't mean a full proof or a full showing of asylum. It's just showing a little bit to be able to get to the stage of a judge looking at your case.
So the most important thing to be able to show is if you're not safe where you are, showing why you're not safe. Okay? If you're not safe or you don't feel you haven't been safe in Mexico, then you have to be able to express why you weren't safe or what happened to you in Mexico.
Now is the time to really sit down and reflect and to say, okay, this happened to me in my country.
Try to have a little quiet time, each one of you, for yourselves, and to put down on paper what happened to you so that you recall everything and the dates so that you're able to tell the officer.
On 23rd May 2019, while I was in our house, the government had passed an announcement that everyone, all the youths must participate in the 23rd May, which 23rd May in Cameroon is the day for a reunification of the French and the English Cameroon. And because I was an English speaker, an English Cameroonian, and not in support of what the government was doing to the English people, I did not go for the march past. The government sent the military arresting all the youths who did not participate. Since I was one of them, the military stormed our house. They said we were one of those supporting the separatists, and everyone in support of the separatists must die.
Bloody clashes in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon and West Africa have rapidly morphed into a war, and sexual assault and rape are becoming weapons against women in the Anglophone community.
And the officer threatened me that if I'm caught and ever seen in Cameroon again, he's not going to be responsible and I'll be killed.
And once COVID came, just everything went crazy. I had a somewhat seamless transition because I was already remote. What was hard was how to talk to the clients. So we trained Oscar, and Oscar is amazing.
Buenos días.
Hola, buenos días.
Necesito apoyo legal para mi solicitud de asilo en Estados Unidos.
La abogada está trabajando, haciendo los trabajos de asesoría y de ayuda con las peticiones de asilo mediante internet.
We would get information about clients so fast. What was amazing about him is how he started identifying people with special needs. So I started explaining to him about how I did disability law, how I'm a special ed teacher. He lived in the camp. He knew everybody. That's how I found most of my vulnerable asylum seekers, his eyes.
Ha pasado mucha gente para allá con enfermedades y pues ella es la que les ha ayudado. Hay mucha gente agradecida con ella.
escaped to Ecuador. From Ecuador, I worked with some Cubanos where they had maps, and from Ecuador went through Colombia. From Colombia went through Panama, which we went through the Darien Forest. It was a very terrible experience for me because we had to go through the jungle for 7 days. The second day in the jungle, we had no food. We met some armed robbers. The robbers, they took everything from us. So we went through Costa Rica. From Costa Rica, we were issued a pass to go to Nicaragua. We were taken to Honduras. From Honduras, we finally arrived at Mexico. I was unable to reach to my mom since I left Cameroon. I could not reach to my dad. The police here in Mexico, they harassed me again while I was in Tijuana. They took everything I had. They seized my purse. They threatened me in the night. There was nobody to help me again. The only way my uncle said was to try and come to the United States where I could find safety.
Today I'm headed to Albergue Aba, which is a migrant shelter in Celaya. They consult me on like legal aspects of cases if they have a complicated issue, if they have more vulnerable people.
In Mexico, there is a train line. Migrants have historically ridden on top of the trains. It's called La Bestia, the beast. It's a really long cargo train, and it's a free way to get to the border. In an instant, people can fall from the train and suffer an amputation.
Hola, Rebeca. Mucho gusto. Giselle. ¿Cuántos años tiene Giselle? 20. ¿Pasó en el tren? ¿Se cayó del tren?
Sí, en busca de mí. Yo estaba en Saltillo trabajando y cuando ella se vino entonces.
Sí. ¿Duele mucho?
Sí.
Lo siento. ¿Y cuándo pasó? ¿Cuándo tuvo tu accidente?
El 18 de noviembre.
De noviembre.
Ella me da bastante fuerza a mí porque yo casi no tenía fuerzas, me desmayaba mucho y ella me hacía videollamadas todavía partida.
Eres bien fuerte y bien valiente.
It's the hardest when I put myself in their place. I have an 18-year-old girl. I have to kind of not let my brain go there. Because then I would just sit there crying with the people, and that's not helpful to anybody. So.
Beginning at midnight, restrictions on non-essential travel into the United States go into effect on the southern border with Mexico, similar to the one already enacted with the Canadian border, all in an attempt to curb the spread of coronavirus.
Right now, where are you going to?
I'm going to the United States. I'm a bit tense because I don't yet know what's ahead of me. But I trust God. I know He's going to make a way for us.
Do you know where you are going to expect in France? Do you know they are going to jump?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
And do you know what happened to you?
I don't yet know what's ahead of me.
You are going to jump on a big fence. Do you know that?
Yeah, but I know it's not too hectic. It's not so high that way.
Do you know that you need to climb somewhere and go down and go down?
Oh, are you serious?
Okay, but you know the borders are closed right now, so how do you intend to do? Do you know what you're going to face in front?
Not really, but I just know what I'm going to face in front and I'll be capable to handle.
Okay. Bye-bye. See you. Yo, man. Later, man.
No problem, Mike. No problem. No problem. Okay. Go.
We should not be locking people up. We should be making sure we change the circumstance, as we did, why they would leave in the first place. And those who come seeking asylum, we should immediately have the capacity to absorb them, keep them safe until they can be heard.
Do you have a plan to reunite the kids?
Yes, we're working on it we're trying very hard. But a lot of these kids come out without the parents. They come over through cartels and through coyotes and through gangs.
These 500 plus kids came with parents. They separated them at the border to make it a disincentive to come to begin with.
Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware has received 306 votes. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 232 votes.
Fox News alert now on the showdown over immigration. The rolling back of a major Trump administration program is about to play out on the southern border. Starting today, tens of thousands of asylum seekers waiting in Mexico will now be allowed into the U.S. to be processed and have their cases heard.
Fue un año, como les decía, de mucho dolor, mucha angustia. Fue un año para todos los que estamos acá en este campamento. Fue un año de mucha angustia, tristeza, dolor. Pasamos otra Navidad aquí. Mis hijos perdieron 2 años de estudio y llevan 2 años perdidos. Aunque todos nos decían que no, que el caso estaba perdido, que nosotros lo íbamos a pasar, en nuestro corazón guardábamos una esperanza. Y hoy podemos decir, valió la pena la espera. Estoy feliz, más que todo por mis hijos, porque vamos a salir de este lugar. Este presidente que está, pues nos dio la oportunidad de entrar y pues esperamos no defraudar, primero, no defraudar a Dios ni al presidente, sino que ser buenas personas allá, trabajar y mis hijos estudiar y ser agradecidos por todas las cosas, y yo le doy gracias a Dios, a todos.
So I'm glad that the U.S. government is doing what it can, but there's got to be more. Now it's only open cases. The people who have closed cases, you know, they got screwed by a very unjust, cruel system. Patience is what they tell me to have. So hard. I know, they just brought him across the bridge, sorry. They're just trying to get home.
I'm not going to wait for you all.
Sorry, hace un chingo de frío, ¿eh?
Ahí le vamos a mandar una.
Okay, all right, gracias.
Y que me, dame la mano, y que me haga como una actriz, así como una actriz, ¿sabes? Llegamos, Andrea. Gracias. Llegamos. Vámonos allá. Oye, eso llegamos, mira. Ay, no me gusta fingir. Solo para las mentiras. Lloré. Yo no voy a llorar. Solo ya lloramos. ¿De verdad? Sí, yo de verdad lloro.
People with final orders aren't allowed in. And that's where my heart breaks, because our lovely Oscar is one of those. What's hard is that he too is an asylum seeker. He did everything right, you know. He went to his hearings, he lost. Like most people did, but with a less than 0.5% approval rate. And he being Honduran, they just don't really care about what's going on in Honduras.
10 de febrero. 10 de febrero, pues En Honduras, la situación está bien difícil.
The beauty of this country, of over 9 million people, has been shadowed by rampant violence and corruption, causing a mass exodus to our southern border.
No puedo regresar. Me tengo que volver a venir. No puedo estar ahí. Pues porque me persiguen. Me persiguen. El gobierno está en una muy buena relación con el crimen organizado. Y pues es muy peligroso.
I know that people who are getting through will get through. I think in these days it's been more for me about Oscar, and I know he's one person, but it's been about him.
I got bodies right in front of me here.
While I got into the United States through Arizona, I handed myself to the Border Patrol at the fence. I was taken to the very cold room. I stayed there for 3 days. And I was transferred to another camp. I was interviewed by an ICE officer. Why I'm coming to the United States. I told him I'm coming for protection and safety. And while in the camp, I got information that my father was killed by the military. I was taken to a room all by myself. I suffered all the trauma. I stayed in the camp for over 3 months. A bond was issued and I went out on bond.
Oh God. I don't want to cry.
What can we need to?
Today I'm going to be going into Tijuana for the first time since March of 2020. So after about a year and a half. So I'm going to really go out there and see what it's like now with this new administration and what has changed. And if things have really started picking up at the border and people being allowed to come into the country, or what is it really like out there? Wow. How are you?
I'm fine.
Where are you from?
I'm from Haiti.
Haiti, okay, nice. But when you say you want to cross, how are people here going to be able to cross? Is there numbers?
Well, there is a link that where you sign up,
okay,
and they call every day. They help mostly the white people.
The Latin American countries and not really the black migrants.
The black. Yo soy haitiano. Yo soy haitiano, sí.
Haiti?
Yeah, Haiti.
Oh, so many people from Haiti.
The streets of Port-au-Prince have become a war zone as gangs battle each other and police for control of the city. Brutal killings and home invasions have left residents of the Haitian capital living in terror.
Where are you coming from? Los Angeles.
LA. ¿Cómo?
Los Angeles.
No, su nombre.
Oh, tu nombre. Oh, Mulu, M-U-L-U.
My brother tell me so I can talk to you.
Oh, I'm not. I'm here actually trying to find out the situation. I'm not with American immigration or anything. I'm a lawyer trying to help. I didn't expect to see, a whole lot of migrants that are not able to still go into the United States. So the desperation that I saw has been disheartening. I was so happy seeing a change of administration, and I thought I was going to come and see a much better humanitarian situation at the border, but I didn't see that. I actually found it to be a situation that seems even worse.
Well, I came down here to do MPP work, and now with MPP ending, I have to change focus. Well, basically, what our goal is to assess the situation down here. We have thousands of people, right, stuck here. And then from then on, how can we help the most vulnerable? Because that's the project. And try to get them all of the services they need, and then the legal case. The legal case would be to hopefully get them into the United States in a parole situation. But how to do that? I mean, everybody's vulnerable, and that's hard. It's like playing God. I will take you, but
exactly.
I won't take you. And
And that's the thing. Do a can. Go back to that dog.
Wow, that guy. That would be a good workout.
Yeah, right. It's like with that stand-up paddleboarding, the original stand-up paddleboarding.
Yep. Can you imagine? You're coming from Honduras. You have crossed up through Guatemala. You come to the Suchiate River, and you're thinking, okay, I'm
in Mexico, and I mean, it isn't going to end between the corrupt governments and the continued climate degradation.
Migration shouldn't end. Why should it? Human beings have migrated since the dawn of humanity. This is our basic human right.
Walking to the sun and